I can. There, you just echoed too.
I
I don't
have
care.
it set.
I don't care either way, guys. It's very faint. It's just my hawk ears that are picking it up.
Why? It might be. It might be Sean a little bit because we are through a speaker on his end.
Yeah.
So you might be hearing us through the speaker back.
Yeah, that's probably
on my end. It does it really bad though. That's why I don't even do the speaker anymore.
Maybe it's because of this.
How about now? It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a biggie.
We're
doing it. We're doing it live.
I do usually. Oh,
I mean,
we are live. Hi.
You can hear my air conditioner too. I've gotten where I don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, we noticed last week because when you muted yourself and walked away, it was dead silent all of a sudden.
I know. I could turn it off, but it gets so hot in here.
Yeah, I'm super hot right now. I'm actually going to.
I get it. We don't put it on Spotify anymore, so like it's not like the volume quality or the sound quality matters anymore at all.
They are gonna start going back on Spotify again.
Well, they shouldn't with air conditioner noise, unless you have a way to edit that out.
I don't. I actually don't have a way to edit that out. Well, here we go. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Sports program on a Saturday. We're back, baby. And these are the air conditioner episodes. In the winter, we'll put them back on Spotify with no air conditioner. But for now, they get an air conditioner.
No one watches them on there.
I don't think that anyone finds. I don't think anybody listens to the podcast at all, especially since they haven't been on Spotify. But I know that people watch them on here.
That's for sure.
Right now.
And people used to listen to them on Spotify.
They did.
Know that
I quit putting them on there.
Who cares then? I don't care.
I know. I need to get better at it. It's my bad, babies. It's my bad.
Baby.
Well, welcome to the show. This show, sports program, you see at the bottom there. Just a little shout out to our friends at the Wooden Nickel, Mr. Brian Nygaard and crew. They're the unofficial bar of sports program.
Is anyone
Go
else
check
surprised?
them out.
Is anyone else surprised that the closed captioning actually works for our show? By the way,
sometimes it's off.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't work for me.
On YouTube, you can go on and edit it though.
Oh, really?
You can actually go on the YouTube and actually change some of the stuff on there and fix some words. But I think deaf people have come to understand that it's not going to be accurate for everything.
Right, and what type of sociopath would take the time to go edit words on YouTube?
Can I tell you, if I'm the type of person that has an issue just downloading this and clipping the beginning and the end and putting it on the website so it goes on Spotify, I'm not going to go edit the subtitles on on YouTube. Okay.
A lot of work.
Okay.
I have a hard enough time just going from Facebook to logging into StreamYard and then closing my computer afterwards.
I know. So. I mean, I guess I could. Every time I'm not going to just mute myself and then not have air conditioner in the background. But
no, don't do that. That's even
It's even worse. It's even worse because every time I talk to them, I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like,
at least right now, it's just a hum. It's just a...
Well,
I can hear it.
And as a viewer, you don't know where it's coming from until we talk about it.
That's
so.
True. This is the first time we've ever brought attention to it.
It's not me.
I never noticed.
I know where it's from. It's me because I can hear it in the room too. But also I can feel it in the room, and that's really.
Yeah. Which is what you need. No, the only reason I ever even noticed it was last week because you muted yourself and then walked out of the room. And then I was like, Sean, do you hear that? And I was like, there's nothing there. It's like we're in a tunnel now.
Yeah, it's me. It's always been me. It's been me, Austin. It's been me all along. I'm really glad to be back on the show this week, my friends, because there's been some sports going on, namely the biggest sport of all time, cornhole.
The most popular in America right now. The most popular live sport on TV right now this second.
But tell me, we talked about this a little bit before we even started the show. When you watch the cornhole things, the championships, the games, there's not a part of you that goes, I really want cornhole boards for my own house. Like, I want my own.
It's because it's a game that all of us can play.
That's true.
Anytime you make a single hole, you're like, wow, I'm pretty good at this.
I think I could do this.
Even if you're terrible, you're like, wow, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I like
cornhole's all like darts.
I like the the verbiage, the terms that they use, the terminology for the game is very interesting. One that you hear a lot is airmail. They're like, beautiful airmail right there. Beautiful airmail. Okay. They kept saying the rim of the hole earlier when I was watching.
Which is hilarious.
And I was like, please keep doing that. You know what you're doing when you start talking that way. You nasty girl.
The two guys playing right now, I love the gear that they are wearing. Like, that's hilarious to me. I love that one guy is holding a drink, for one thing. Did you guys ever watch... Did you ever watch? Have you ever watched like professional darts too, like dart tournaments, like on TV?
For a couple minutes at a time.
Yeah,
they're nuts. Because first off, the announcers are British, and the guys are like big British dudes playing darts. And one thing I love about it is the announcers go fucking nuts. Just
right.
He's like, oh, he hit my hole. Oh, triple 20.
Wait, is it Mike Myers? Is Mike
He's
Myers?
Like, hey, he's like, hey, donkey. I'm so sorry. Shake, I threw a triple 20.
Don't apologize.
Not good. Not a good impersonation.
I like the Eddie Murphy more than I like the...
Shake, I can't remember what I was playing. I was playing Minecraft, and there was a donkey on there. I was like, shit! Stupid.
Oh, you did the voice crack, Eddie Murphy. That's even better.
Yeah. All right.
That's even better.
Yeah. Cornhole's sweet, though. Cornhole's fun. I want my own, though.
Growing up in Idaho, it's impossible not to... Like, I think we might be the only people in Idaho or from Idaho who don't own their own cornhole board.
Yeah, I don't own one.
And we did not. And also, if we had them, there's a 25% chance we'd be the only ones that did not make our own. Also.
Oh yeah, I would buy one
because Idaho is the #1 exporter of cornhole boards. I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure Central to North Idaho are the #1 exporters. Like alone, I've never met someone from Lewiston who's not like, I made this, or like my uncle made this for me.
Yeah, it's always someone made it.
And it's always their uncle made it for them, and their aunt painted it for them, Seahawks colors. And then they got official sports bags. Their bags have their team on it, and they only charged them $150. It's like your aunt and uncle made a profit off of you.
My grandpa has he has cornhole boards he made himself, and I was like, hey, I would like to make some cornhole boards. I'm not kidding. This is like 10 years ago. I'm like, I would like to make some. I never did, but he was like, still every once in a while, because grandparents are funny and fun. They're like, every once in a while, he's like, hey, you want to come over here and make those cornhole boards and hang out and make cornhole boards?
I mean, you might as well do it, dude. Get yourself a sixer. Go over there.
Yeah, I want to make myself. I was saying before we started the show, I think it'd be cool to have a time spent poorly / like sports program themed cornhole boards. That we
I agree.
Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
Painted red with those really sweet silhouettes of us.
Yep.
That Sean's always been on.
He's always been there, and it's never been different. Did you guys notice I am on Instagram again? I'm using Instagram for promoting our stuff again.
Yeah.
Because I started using the sports program one again, or at least I got it on my phone. I haven't started posting anything yet. But also, I also reactivated mine. Might as well.
Fine. Instagram's
I started tagging you guys.
Place.
No, it's not. It's not as bad as Facebook.
Just document your food, man. Get it over with.
Yeah, start docking your food. Oh, dude, that would be really funny. Dude in his 30s starts taking the same types of selfies that like 20-year-old girls post.
That would be funny. I would take pictures of like the blown out corn dogs that you can make in your microwave. Like when you When you like microwave a corn dog and it blows out the side, take a picture of that and be like, hashtag foodie. Smothered in French's yellow mustard.
So you know how there's always like hashtag girls of Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
You could do that. You could do hashtag foodie of Instagram.
Yeah, on a paper plate. That's now
a Dixie plate.
A Dixie plate.
You only buy that good paper plates, that Dixie brand.
What condiments?
Oh, just French's yellow mustard, bro.
And you harass people that use styrofoam plates. Because you're better than them.
That's what I'm gonna do.
I spent the extra $1 to get the paper.
And you know how girls do that one where every girl in the world has that one where they stand on the cliff with their tits out and you just see them from behind. Like every girl has that photo. I heard that dudes do that, but from the waist down nude. And
oh yeah, there you go.
But I think it'd be funnier if you did it also topless.
That would be good. Yeah.
So
I love it. I'm gonna turn my Instagram into a girl 20-year-old girl's Instagram.
Yeah, you need a inflatable paddleboard.
So basically, what I'm gonna do. Basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find one of my friends, Ari or Holly, two people that I know who have literally all of these pictures on their Instagram, and I'm just gonna recreate every one of their Instagram pictures
In order.
And because they're both young, I'll also have my senior photo on there from high school.
Awesome.
And I'll be like, throwback, even though it was like 2 years ago. Hashtag throwback Thursday.
Isn't it crazy? Guys and girls, when they're like, wow, it's crazy how much I've grown and learned. And it was like 2 years ago.
So
it's like,
2 years ago.
No, you fucking didn't.
Shit hasn't happened in 2 years.
I mean, I do hope you've learned things, truly, in 2 years. I really do. But grown, no, you haven't.
No.
Maybe actually grown because you're still growing.
Like in size.
Yeah,
because you're still growing as a
you're
physical adult.
Yeah, you've actually still becoming.
Because I have grown since my senior photo in high school because I couldn't grow facial hair or.
Yeah, I've grown a beard. I've gotten fatter. I've grown in places.
yeah,
I've grown like physically.
Yeah. But yeah,
I've filled in more.
Yeah,
It's what it is.
Certain body parts I have grown closer to the ground.
Yeah. I don't have baby fat anymore mostly because my baby fat's hardened into adult fat.
I used to look like I did meth, so I was.
No, you.
I was
not.
freakishly skinny, dude.
You look
Seriously.
skinny, but you didn't look like you did meth.
I don't know, man.
You weren't like emaciated.
We should find pictures of both me and Sean from high school and put them on the internet sometime. I think we were a combined not even 300 pounds.
No, I'd say maybe 220, 230
combined. Yeah,
I could say that. I was a 220 easily in junior high. But I think I have an idea for a new sports program photo though, is finding all three of our high school senior photos and making it a sports program photo.
I didn't even have high school senior photos. That's how the life I was living then. You can't find that because it doesn't exist.
There's one with me and Adam the day we graduated, man, and I look so grossly skinny.
I've seen that photo.
Yep.
Oddly enough, I have a picture with Zach as a high schooler because I was friends with him while he was a high schooler, and I have pictures taken with him.
He was grooming me.
I was grooming you. I was
into the perfect man for him. I can't wait.
Me too.
Oh God, we should. That's too far.
Yeah, too far.
But I can't wait for the doc to come out though.
Me too.
Grooming's a real thing that isn't good.
It is actually a real thing. Yeah, I mean, we shouldn't make jokes about it, but
that's yeah.
But that's exactly what I did.
But if you were to explain our friendship for that long, though, it does not. What does he say on Space Force? He's like, yes, I understand the optics of it. Did you guys watch Space Force yet?
I watched it all.
Oh, so where they find the file on John Malkovich's phone or whatever, and then play it for everybody, and he's singing that song for the guy that was like in a science project.
Yeah.
And people are like, weren't you like observing him for like 7 weeks? That's weird. And he's like, yes, I understand the optics of it.
Malkovich.
That's a good Malkovich. That's a
Thank
good
you.
Malkovich.
Yeah.
Cyrus the Virus. All right.
You've now done Eddie Murphy.
None of
Shrek.
these are good, by the way. They're all just there. They're enough. They're enough. They're enough that it's not my voice.
Yeah,
But it is, though.
Have you ever done impressions during your stand-up?
No. I have, but I've never called an impression. I've just done a thing and hope people pick it up. But
You just quickly pepper it in.
yes, but what I have done is I'm like, hey, the bit I would do was reoccurring is I would say, hey, do you guys want to hear my impression of
Yeah.
the president Donald J. Trump or whoever was president at the time? Because it doesn't matter. Because the joke doesn't matter. And I would say, do you guys want to hear my impression of Donald Trump? And they would go, yeah, or whatever. And I'd go, I just don't think people will really like him all that much. At least that's the impression that I get.
I'm surprised in Lewiston people don't go, I came to a comedy show. You don't need to bring politics into
Leave
this.
politics out of it.
You're like, cool. It was actually going to be a completely harmless joke, and then
And then you ruined it.
Because I also did that joke when because I did that joke when Obama was in too. I'd say my impression of him is that I just don't know if a lot of people really agree with his views. At least that's the impression that I get.
Oh my god,
It's a really good joke. It really
It's a bad joke, but
I do actually. So I mean, I do impressions on the side, as everyone knows. Never in a comedy bit, but I do some impressions. Most of them I don't do because they're all in incredibly poor taste. And one of my 5 best impressions is Barack Obama. I do a great one, and I won't do it for you guys on the air, but I will.
Good.
I will do it for you off the air anytime.
Okay.
that's very good.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
I don't do Barack, but I also don't really do any other ones.
Most of them, yeah.
I've been working on my Donald.
4 of my impressions sound pretty much like the same. They're all pretty much the same. It's Nick Cage, Keanu Reeves, Paul Walker, and probably anybody else who's like, whoa.
Do you just do the?
No, I go for my Nick Cage. I go, I was wondering. I was reading through the script and I didn't see anything in there about me having long, flowing, luxurious hair. And I was wondering if you were gonna work that in, or if I should go to my wigist.
Okay.
That's my
So
Nick
that was
Cage.
right before Con Air, right?
That's before any movie he's ever been in.
Well,
He always has a wig in every movie. He's
Yeah, but-
bald, dude. That dude's bald.
Con Air he had the lock.
Yeah, but like in Next, he has like this painted on mullet, and he's like, oh, it's just. Even when he plays Superman for a movie that didn't happen, he has a wig on for that movie. And I was like, I was wondering if you had any. I didn't see anything in the notes about me having long, flowing, luxurious hair. The hair that I normally have, and everyone knows and loves. He's looking around like.
Yeah, you've never seen me out in public.
I've never not had long hair, and everyone knows that.
Okay, but this is a real serious question. Has there ever been a movie where he rocked his own hair? Ever?
I mean, there has to be.
Is there a movie where he's not wearing a wig that exists? And
I bet you in Raising Arizona, his hair was probably naturally that length, but that's also a pretty old movie.
I've never seen it.
All right, so like Nicolas Cage haircut. I mean, yeah, Raising Arizona had to be the real deal.
I guess you could probably say his hair in the Ghost Rider movies. It's a natural length. He might have some plugs in or something.
Some plugs in. I don't know if you can just put them in and take them out.
I mean, his hair is weird, man. It changes in every movie.
I found a 2-minute video, Nicolas Cage hair evolution.
Oh, I like that.
That's support.
It's also interesting because John Travolta, in every movie where he has facial hair, you could tell he cannot grow facial hair. So they always put a goatee on him, or put a beard, or put a mustache on him, or something.
I've never noticed that.
I'm pretty sure in Battlefield Earth, it was his real hair.
I think in Battlefield Earth, he was just playing himself in that movie. Isn't that a documentary about Scientology?
Well, yeah. Which, by the way, is legit.
Do you like that movie?
I've never even heard of it.
I think Scientology is a pretty cool story.
I mean, it's a great science fiction story. Yes.
Yes, but then I also think that the stories. I'm not going to get into this right now.
Well, man, aren't the stories? They are written as science fiction originally, right? I think
Yeah.
L. Ron Hubbard wrote science fiction stories, I think.
And that guy was in like a cult and stuff too.
Right, yeah. I think it's super interesting. I think Scientology in general is interesting. I don't want to join.
I don't have the money.
I think I think I would be more into getting into Scientology than ever going back to like a Mormon or Catholic church.
If I was a sexual offender, I would join Scientology because they will defend you until 2020. At the least.
2020 is almost over though.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so you have 5
shit.
You have 5 months.
Well, then I guess I can't join now. That's what just happened with that Danny Masterson though.
What happened?
The guy Hyde from
yeah, I know who he is.
Well, he's a sexual offender, and the Scientologist church defended or protected him. Basically,
he's probably given them a lot of money, which makes sense.
Yeah, he gave them all. Dude, they got all that. They got that. It's our fucking '70s show money.
They got that '70s show money.
They got that '70s show money, baby.
I don't have enough money to join anything, so
no,
I'm just stuck here.
Yeah.
On my couch.
That's fine. We'll make our own church.
But back to cornhole though.
Cornhole. The Church of Cornhole.
The Church of Cornhole.
I've heard people call it church. There's no chance that any of the three of us haven't played correct. I know Derek has because we played at my graduation.
Oh, I've played.
Yes.
I played at the winery up in the orchards.
Oh, really? Were you good at it? Are you good at it?
Oh, dude, you already know.
You
already know.
I don't know.
I actually don't know because, like all games, like all drinking games, because let's be real, there's a reason why professional cornhole players are holding drinks right now. It's a drinking game. Like all drinking games, some of us can have like the best days of our lives at it, right? Like we just show up, the whole night's awesome. We just run the table, run the board, whatever you want to call it. And then the very next time you play, you go, "You want to be on my team? I'm pretty good." And then
you're terrible.
And then you fucking suck the whole time, because that's what always happens with me. I'm like, "Wait, is that a girl? Do you want to be on my team? I'm pretty good." and then I'm apologizing to them an hour later for them.
I'm usually a lot better.
Yeah, I have to apologize. Yeah, I've said that a lot. And then I have to apologize to them an hour later. Because they're carrying me.
I'm really glad that I dropped that little joke out there for you to pick it up and dust it off and make it your baby boy.
It really reflects our conversation before we went online.
So here's the thing about cornhole though, and yes, that's true. Here's the thing about cornhole is that it's one of those games though that even when you are playing terribly though, you can genuinely have a lot of fun playing it. It's a lot of fun. Usually a lot of people around you. You like playing. You know, you get to drink during it. It's not like I like playing darts, but oh, there you go, janky canning. Yeah, it is fun. If you play darts though, like if you like you can drink and stuff playing darts at a bar, but if you're playing really bad in a game of darts, it's not as fun. Like you're like, I fucking suck. My points per dart is like 4, and I've missed the board. Like if you have a really bad game or something, it's not as fun. Whereas cornhole, you're like, yeah, whatever.
You're literally just hucking back.
I'm sure there are people out there that are. Yeah, I'm sure there are people out there that take it super seriously and they become pros and then do the Johnsonville ACL Cornhole Championship. Or they're Sean Walters, apparently.
What's even more interesting, we have a buddy back home, Adam Olinger in particular. The dude has the best form I've ever seen IRL. And it makes you wonder, did he develop that just playing around with the bros? or did he take a little side time to work on that form?
I know this Adam you speak of, and he's just a natural. He just has a natural talent for all sports, I'd say. I mean, you played basketball with him.
He does things properly. You know what I mean? In basketball, great form.
Yeah.
Cornhole, great form. Anything I've actually ever seen him play, he does it the way, like, the textbook way. And I wonder if that's just from eyeballing it. I think there's some people who can just eyeball it.
I think so.
And see someone do it right and then do it right.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
I think so.
So between the two, would you rather play cornhole or would you rather play horseshoes?
I love both. So I've played like some legit horseshoes in my day. I like it. I don't know if you've ever had a horseshoe bounce at you before, though. It's scary. Absolutely terrifying. So my dad had like the real pit, right, where you dig out the sand, you put the wood beams into the ground. That way they're isolating it.
Like railroad ties.
Yeah, exactly. And you stand outside of the wood beams just so the sand's open. I've seen someone throw a bad enough horseshoe where it bounces off the wood beam and just shoots right at your shin.
I have never been afraid standing on the receiving end of a cornhole board.
No.
It's a beanbag. A horseshoe hurts. So yeah.
But I like both games, by the way.
Do you remember the Anytime in Lewiston here? They used to have the horseshoes out back. And man, that was a great time. I'm sure they're still out back there. They're just probably grown over weeds and stuff.
Adam literally is the best of us at it. I'm excited to come back up and visit because there's going to be some duels. There's going to be some battles.
Are we going to play cornhole?
We might have to now.
Well, we should get the Nickel, the official bar of sports program, to probably put on a little something.
Yeah. Well, and they've been doing something out back on that new place. I haven't been by there yet, but I saw they were working on something back there. I need to go check it out or talk to Brian and see what they've been doing.
And it'd be pretty.
I don't know if it's just outdoor seating or.
It'd be pretty easy to even just set up in the parking lot, though.
Oh, it would be. Yeah.
Because we did. So, Sean, you weren't around for this, but for my college graduation, we did it at the Wooden Nickel, the official bar of sports program, always has been. And even then, sports program. What's up?
This guy in the red on the cornhole championship is wearing Crocs.
Well, me as well.
Okay.
The official shoe of cornhole.
Of cornhole.
And of my leisure wear. But anyways, so we
it was a lot of fun.
We played in an actual bracketed tournament for my graduation. I got throttled.
Did not do well. Also.
No one lets you have it, huh?
No, and the last time we had a cornhole tournament, I went all the way to the championship there, which just shows how inconsistent drinking games are.
I also did not play well at your college graduation. I did not do very good.
I think we got pretty lit.
Yeah. Well, because we were also yes. I drank before I went to that thing at the Nickel. The unofficial bar.
Yeah, can you show the sign?
Yeah, every time. I can show it every time.
I think every time we say it, you should just put up the.
It's
I mean, maybe not if it takes you that long. God.
Well, I had to, I was in comments. I was seeing if anybody was commenting.
You gotta have the hotkeys, Derek. The hotkeys. Come on.
Yeah,
I don't know why. Hotkeys on it.
Well, you can make them. There's.
I'm sure you can make them. Yeah.
I can send. If you download Auto Hotkey, I can send you a text file that all you have to do is click on it, and all the auto hotkeys work.
Why don't you teach me how to do that?
I'm a big fan of Auto Hotkey, by the way.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I don't hotkey anything.
I like to just be able to sit back, relax.
Well, I hotkey in video games.
Well, it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's all the
same.
same.
So you do then.
So what is your...
then, though?
So then you do.
Yeah.
Oh, so then you do.
Oh, yeah. I guess.
Oh, so you do then.
Oh, well, you sound like a flip-flopper.
Yeah.
No, Sean, it's crazy because I'm just sitting here trying to figure out if you do or if you don't. Then
I mean, so I do and I don't.
Oh man, I need to ISO that. That's fun.
I think we're gonna just go with I do and I don't.
We'll talk about isolating it, but we never will.
All right.
There was like 3 clips from last week I thought I would go back and grab for the Insta, but
They're good.
Are you crying?
yeah.
So, for real sports though,
My body is weak right now.
did we? So I think so. From this week, I think it's pretty much well determined. I mean, it's still a lot of question marks, but I think it's pretty well determined that baseball is not going to be a thing this year.
You think so?
I think it's not going to happen. I think that the fact that there's no decision already made at this point.
When we really thought coming out of 2 weekends ago, it was going to be pretty set in stone what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And now 2 weeks later, it seems like it's all falling apart.
Yeah. I still think basketball is going to, despite all the controversy around it right now. I think a lot of people aren't going to end up playing, but I also think I do think it's still going to happen.
I don't think outside of maybe a couple other people besides for Kyrie and Dwight Howard, I don't think that many people don't show up. And the reason I think their format is just better than the rest of the other leagues is because they did decide to do one place. They made training camp 3 weeks. So if you fail your test when you show up, you have 2 weeks to get better, isolate, a whole nother week to practice before the games start.
Yeah.
So we're not going to see anyone miss games from COVID. Anyone who shows up into the bubble is going to play.
Yeah.
So I think basketball did it right. I don't know if that would have worked for football to take teams of 50 to 80 people, especially preseason when they do have like 80 people still on the roster, putting them all in Disneyland, Disney World, each giving a team. There's literally not enough hotels to isolate team to team.
Yeah.
No.
But basketball is splitting them up. I don't know if you guys know this. Basketball split them up between 3 of the Disney World resorts, hotels, 3 different hotels. They did it by tiers as far as your record. So the 1 through 4 in each conference are in one, 4 through 8 are in the other, and the guys battling like the Spurs, Suns, Pelicans all got the last one. And I'm like, there's a losers hotel?
No.
Yeah.
And from what I've heard, it's the best of the 3. There's actually some players complaining about it, saying, why did we get this one when this bad team got the better one? And then it's interesting.
What do you? I mean, I don't understand. Like, do you want to be in the one with Mickey in the lobby, or do you want to be in the one with like Captain Jack Sparrow in the lobby? Like, what does it fucking matter?
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they have like bars or gyms or other things that they're looking for.
Yeah.
Like, because they have like the hangout lounges in each of them for the players to go hang out and commingle. So maybe those are nicer, or maybe it's just location, right? Like I don't know if you've seen how big the resort is. The map's huge.
Yeah. I've been to Disney World, so.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just shut the fuck up then.
Well.
I don't know why I'm telling you what's nicer.
So
I was 15, so it was 20 years ago. So
Disney World Resort map.
Yeah, it is fucking massive though.
Yeah.
So maybe I think I'm just seeing the park.
Yeah.
And then where are they actually playing? What stadium are they playing in?
Because there's a couple there. I don't know. I know that a couple of the players said that it's the same stadium they played AAU tournaments in growing up.
Okay.
So it'll be interesting.
I mean, is there going to be any? The Magic aren't in this, right? Like they got.
No, and that's so silly. Just let them hang out. They're already there. I just assume that all the Orlando Magic just live at Disneyland.
Yeah, they live in Disneyland, actually.
Some of them...
It's a well-known fact that they all actually live in Disneyland.
So just let them hang out. But, no, and I actually saw the interview, I think it was either on The Jump or something else this week, where the coach of the Pistons is lobbying for the 8 teams that didn't go, because this is a really long layoff for them, to get maybe somewhere else, like the 8-team tournament, just kind of something to keep the players active. Because a lot of those teams have really young guys who don't want to take 8 months off from basketball.
Yeah.
So if this is starting to ramp up and starting to be successful and we see it starting to work, can we put these guys maybe somewhere else, or maybe in Vegas, maybe somewhere else, and do the same thing like a summer league? And I think we'd watch it. I would
watch it. Yeah.
Especially if we're not getting any football or all we're going to be getting is potentially basketball and cornhole this year.
Which if the NFL doesn't happen, I'm dead. I'm sorry. I'm going to go kill myself.
Don't say that.
No.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
You'll be fine.
I'm not going to be fine.
You'll be fine.
No. You don't understand.
I think it'll suck.
I mean, I'm not going to kill myself, but I'm going to
It'll be sad.
I'm going to slip into a weird alcoholic depression, and my wife's probably going to leave me.
I mean, that all might happen. That's true.
Yeah, without football. That's the glue that keeps my marriage together.
Yeah, what you're saying isn't wrong. So what we have to do now, as your friends, as clearly your confidants, along with the rest of the internet, what we have to do is figure out what me and Derek can do to entertain you and your wife for that 17 to 24 week time period.
I'm going to have to get to know her. I'm glad she doesn't watch the show.
Good luck.
That's funny. I like this. I almost did the same thing. You beat me to it. Escalator. Yes, it did.
He did say before. We didn't talk about Kyrie, but
not specifically.
You can't trust a man that thinks the Earth's flat. So whatever.
And I mentioned it before. I watched the jump and I watched the feud between him and Kendrick Perkins kind of fuel up when Perkins was like, I don't think Kyrie's doing this right. And it's not because of what his message is at all. It's because he doesn't have an alternative solution, right? Like, that's the argument, is that if Kyrie and Dwight Howard want to do what they're going to do, which I fully support, then what is their plan, right? Like, do they have one? Is there something they're going to do instead of play games? But I think it can work either way. I think the people that don't go are going to use their platform to do the right thing. And I think people that do go are also going to use that nationally televised platform to say what they're going to say.
And that's kind of what I thought too. I still lean on, let's do the season. And then when you win, dude, they're going to walk up to you after a game. If you had a big game, they're going to walk up to you and put that mic in your face. And it's live TV. You have every opportunity to say what you want to say right there.
Yeah.
And they're going to, and we know
and they're absolutely going to. So I say, let's go live. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's have the season. I think right now it's good. I think it'd be good to have loud voices on it. And if they're going to be live on TV, people are going to hear it.
Yeah,
they might not like it, but they'll hear it.
And I think Kyrie's in a place where he can be stubborn because the team's not going to be good this year anyways. Right. So if it makes you wonder, if they were a 1 seed and Kevin Durant was healthy, or a 2 seed, or even a 3 seed, it would make me wonder if he would be the same way. Because Dwight Howard's in that position. Dwight Howard's on the first seed, the number 1 seed Lakers.
Yeah, that's what confused me. That confuses me.
So what's really interesting about that is that if he chooses not to go, and they want Boogie Cousins back, because Boogie Cousins is a free agent right now. Boogie Cousins can sign with a team. The Lakers are not allowed to sign a new player. So right now, if Dwight leaves, they would have to move a player up from the G League, D League, whatever you want to call it these days, D League. They would have to cut Dwight Howard. As in, if Dwight Howard decides not to come, the Lakers would cut him, which means he would not be a Laker next season, which I don't think his contract goes to next season anyways. But basically, essentially, his stay with the Lakers is over.
Which is sad because he was having a killer season.
And can you bring... Yeah, he was a force defensively off the bench. Absolutely. He is important to them. And I think LeBron is going to be having conversations with him, I'm sure, about how important he is to the team. But ultimately, if anyone's going to be understanding, it's probably going to be LeBron James, right?
Right.
Like he's the voice of the league. But I know Boogie Cousins was good. And I just want to touch on that real quick. It's like, can a guy who hasn't played basketball in over 2 years and will probably get hurt just walking out there be a real replacement?
So my biggest concern would be injury. Even if he had been playing this whole time, he'd probably be hurt by now.
Well, and even if he wasn't, a lot of people are speculating is that there's going to be a lot of injuries in general from this really fast ramp up period. So I just don't, and who knows, maybe Boogie Cousins, because he's been healthy for a while, by the way, at this point. Yeah. Maybe he's been working his ass off this entire time, potentially. Yeah. So who knows? But someone's got to take his place is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Someone's got to fill in for Dwight if he chooses not to go. That being said, I think he goes. I really do.
I was going to say there's a part of me that still believes that even though he's saying the stuff he's saying, I think he goes. I think first off, I think LeBron can talk him into it. Secondly, because they are on the best team, I mean, realistically, when they win games, he's got a voice. He can be right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they made that rule also, which I think we haven't discussed, where they basically said when Kyrie was like, well, I'll still go and support my team even if I'm not going to play, and they said you can't do that. They said, no, if you're not going to play and you don't plan on even suiting up, you cannot go.
Yeah,
so
there's no point in putting
another person there.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Nets need to move someone up. They're at the point then where they need to move up someone from the developmental league to take his place. Although I do think they have one extra spot. ESPN released a list, if you're curious, of all the teams that are going, who has an extra spot and who doesn't, and what it would take for that team to sign a free agent. It was pretty intriguing if you're into that kind of stuff, because there are some pretty older but big names out there kind of floating around right now. I did not see what Patrick Beverley said, Brandon, so
that's what I was just looking that up, because I actually missed that completely.
I did see something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I missed it. I must have missed this.
Walk to walk, talk to talk. I don't know.
I missed it completely, so I don't know. I will say that if Dwight Howard does not play, I do think that does give a way bigger chance for the Clippers to do what.
Well, and they're
the best team.
They're the two best defensive teams in basketball.
Yeah. And
now one of them, even though Dwight Howard comes off the bench, he plays a lot of minutes off the bench. It's not like McGee, who starts in front of him. JaVale McGee is like the guy. Although also a great defensive center. And they're kind of just stacked at that position defensively in general. But it'll be interesting.
By the way, I saw some great footage of Nurk playing, practicing, and it got me very excited.
No. When it goes to what Brandon said, I did see that.
I just re-looked at it.
Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. There we go. I saw that, and I actually thought that was. I didn't read sarcasm in that, by the way.
It feels more genuine. I mean,
when I read it, I thought it was genuine, and I could be wrong. I actually didn't know people were taking it as sarcasm.
Yeah, I didn't take it that way, but
I thought it was just people saying he really is the voice of the league, and we ride with that guy. But it could have been sarcasm. I don't know. Patrick Beverley is.
He's a sassy dog.
He's hard to read too. Sometimes I think he does what he's like Honey Badger. He does what he likes.
He's hard to read if you're reading what he's saying.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
If you're asking what he's saying, it's pretty easy to tell what he means. Yeah. So I
do think genuinely he says. I do genuinely think he means. If he says we play, we play.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. I'm excited. It's just kind of crazy because it seems like it's been a while now since this has been announced. It's been a couple weeks. And man, it's still only June 20th. We got a whole another 40 days.
It still feels so long out that they even announced they would come back. It feels like they could have done the end of this month.
You know what I hope they do? And I genuinely mean this. I hope that we get to watch training camp.
Oh, that'd be great.
Especially if some people tested positive. They should let them go, and they should put them in those plastic bubbles. Like Boy in the Plastic Bubble. And then we should just get to see them bubbling around the sideline.
How are they doing media? How are they doing media for this?
I've been curious if it's going to be just strictly Zoom calls or if there's going to be media members who also go into the bubble, and I think it's the latter. I think
thank you, Brandon.
I think the media is also getting their own section of the resort. once you're there, you're there.
Yeah.
Same rules apply with the 60 days and your family can come. I think all that applies. So
I also even wonder for staffing for the teams. I also wonder like how many of the, because that's something we don't think about. Like you have the players, but then you have all the staff. Like what
they're
about the
big
people?
staffs.
Yeah, what about the people who run, who even just run social media for the team? So maybe they don't televise the camps, but I mean, it'd be nice to at least have the social media managers for the teams be able to go and like live stream stuff and have it on their Instagram accounts. And I mean, I would pay attention to that
Yeah.
just to get excited about it again. But
Oh, I think they'll all have a they'll all have like a representative for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think some of the executives, those type of people, will need to be there.
Right.
I think we've showed
True.
that like a lot of that can be covered with Zoom and things like that. But yeah, I mean, I have been interested if like the Spurs would bring like RC Buford and if other teams would bring their VPs or GMs. But I think why bring them?
I mean, even just watching Last Dance, we saw how many people just worked with Jordan just alone. You know how many?
Every
just
time he's in a
staffers
room,
he had
5
alone.
people.
And granted, you're probably not going to need all of the security that you would normally have. There's not going to be any fans, so I mean, you're not going to need as much security.
Right.
I think a lot of Jordan's crew was security.
But from what I've read, and I could be completely wrong about this, but I'm reading like staffs of like at least 30 plus people are coming for each team.
Still, that's a lot of people.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
So
a lot.
that's a big staff.
That's why it's 3 entire hotels. Yeah. You know, it all makes sense. But what happens when one of your staff members shows up and they got it? I guess same thing. You just isolate them for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I want to know what the isolation zone's like. Like, do all the people that have it get to hang out together?
Might as
Yeah,
well.
they do. They go to Magic Kingdom. They just go to Magic Kingdom for 2 weeks. They leave them in the park.
I'd send those bitches to Universal Studios where they belong.
Whoa, bro! What
They
you
have to go to
throwing
Universal?
shade at Universal, bud?
I just, I was
We about
supposed
to
to
get real in this? Are we about to get real about this?
I was supposed to go back in the day, and then I didn't get to. And
So
Now he hates it.
I'm just
story
bitter.
time.
Oh.
When I was in the 6th grade, we went to California and we went to Disneyland. Cool, right? Whatever. And then we had a choice to go to a water park or Universal. We chose the water park, and I regret it every day of my life because it was cold, and I was in California, and it was cold, and I was like, why is it cold? I heard it's hot here. What is this?
Yeah. Well, that's too
And then
bad.
I just, grabbed a towel and, took a nap.
Do you want to plan a trip to
Yeah.
Universal together?
I do.
An adult trip?
Yeah.
I'd do that.
I'd
Because,
get on
well,
that, actually.
I went there for my honeymoon, and it's amazing.
Oh, so you've been now.
So, well, yeah, and that's my point is, I even regret it more now,
Because
Because they had the Back to the Future thing back in the day. I didn't get
as a 6th grader, you would have loved it even more.
Yeah, I would have loved it. And for some reason, we were like, we want to go swimming in California because it's sunny, and I live in Idaho, and I don't even know what the sun is. Anyways.
Well, there's a lot of sun up there.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I just...
It
I
gets
thought it-
110 degrees here.
I thought it was, I always thought that it was 110 degrees in California always.
Not by the ocean. The closer
No.
you get the closer you get inland, the more hot as balls it gets. But the
Right.
ocean's like a constant 78. I feel like.
I found that out the hard way.
Universal's
Me too.
great. Universal sounds great, but I honestly don't even know what they have there anymore. Is the Jurassic Park ride still a thing?
Yes, and they actually redid it.
I just wanted to go to Harry Potter World. That's the only thing
And-
I've ever wanted to do.
and-
That's at
Harry-
Universal?
Yep. And that was amazing. They have if you like The Simpsons, they had The Simpsons. It's, it could be.
I would do the Simpsons thing. I mean, I haven't watched it in 20 years, but I would go there.
I didn't do it. I ate at the Simpsons taco truck, which was good. The Water World.
That's
thing was
what-
amazing,
That's been there forever, huh?
and it was amazing.
And what's hilarious about that is that I love that there's a Waterworld feature there, and that movie did so poorly.
It was like,
But they still do a Waterworld.
It's one of the
thing.
best movies of all time. So
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
take,
yeah,
I'll take that to my grave.
yeah. Yeah.
I remember really liking it when I was like 8, but I haven't seen it since.
Oh, I still like it, baby.
I have no context anymore. Like I don't think I remember what it's about except for there's a water world.
Oh,
I think that
yeah.
that's relatively it, right? Like it's just a world of water
Well,
and Kevin Costner.
Like 10
yeah,
minutes.
and he evolves to have lungs.
Like gills.
does.
Yeah. Sorry, gills, not lungs.
He gets webbed feet too.
He has webbed feet. And
Because of how
everyone's-
much water there is.
and
You know what I love about that movie is that he's a mutant, and they call him that because he gets gills and webbed feet. But you would think that in that world, the people who evolved to get those changes would be like worshipped by the other
Right.
people because he can go down and get you dirt and stuff.
Well, you would think that, but what we've learned in society and the world is if it's different than you don't like it.
Even
That's
if it's
true.
better.
Even if it is better. Even if it is better, and you could pay him your wooden chips that they have, or your, you could pay him your wooden nickels.
Yeah.
Wow, that was I like how quick you were there.
Thank you.
he made a hotkey while we were talking.
Oh, you
No,
picked
I
up
just
auto
made-
hotkey.
I made my brain a hotkey.
I thought you didn't know how to use it. Which one is it, Derek?
I still don't. I made my
Sabotage.
brain a hotkey. So you could pay him with your wooden nickels to go down to the bottom of the ocean and get you dirt to grow.
I wish you would have had a
Tomato
picture.
plants.
I wish you would have also had a picture of dirt on lock.
That'd be good.
It just really told a story for us. I just wish you would have told a story.
Like dirt, tomato plants, gills.
Yep.
No, I actually like the Bree had never seen Waterworld, and we watched it, and she watched it with like this fresh brain. She only knows what people have said, that it was a
the
box
critics
office
have said.
flop, but yeah, so she watched it with a clear mind,
Mm-hmm.
and she loved it.
Good.
And I also like the movie a lot too. And I actually do remember that. What I remember about that movie the
thought
most
you didn't
was
like
that
it.
I like to make fun of the movie because there's a lot of holes in it.
I just-
But it is a good movie.
It's just you sound like a flip flopper.
I am. Do you or don't you?
It's just, do you like the movie?
Okay, so the movie itself, what I remember the most about it was that was the first movie where that was the first movie that I recognized that I'm like, oh, I don't have the same opinion as critics. Like that was the first movie that the critics hated it. I mean, there's been lots of movies like that, but that was the first movie that I recognized as a kid. Like the critics hated the movie, and I was like, well, I liked that movie. I must not have a lot in common with critics.
Yeah.
And ever since, there's been there's millions of movies since then that I'm like, I like that a lot of critics hate. So, whatever. I mean, I think it's fun. I think it's fun that the bad guys in the movie, like they have so much power because they have bullets and gas, but literally once they run out of that, they're done.
Yeah.
Right.
You just have to outlast them, basically.
Because gas is not lasting forever.
No.
Not in
It
a
has
water world.
and it has a shelf life, and they just kept it in that ocean liner
Yeah.
with an open door with the fumes. It probably just, and they were wasting it. Remember watching that movie? They just waste gas.
I
They're
mean-
just burning shit and lighting cigarettes and
Well, not to mention, think about all the hoodlums that were huffing the gas too to get hot.
yeah, huffing it. Yep, they were huffing the gas, and
I know
then
they
also
didn't. Did they show that?
they only had a certain amount of bullets, and then they're all celebrating and shooting bullets in the air. It's like, how many bullets do you have left,
You
guys?
gotta celebrate, Derek. You gotta. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
doesn't matter if you have lack of resources. You gotta celebrate.
I completely
God,
agree with
that's
that.
a great movie.
actually.
It's like a good bad movie. Speaking of that, I watched I've seen this movie before, but it was on YouTube TV and it's saved for me. I watched Rampage again last night. with
I've
The
never
Rock.
seen it.
With
I've
The
never
Rock.
seen it.
With The Rock.
You're a brave man, Derek.
It's not bad. I don't hate it at all. It's fun. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's a fine movie. If you're gonna watch that or San Andreas, watch Rampage.
I will never watch either.
I mean, I will
You
if
will.
you give me a Four Loko.
I won't. I don't. I won't. I don't watch good movies, so the chances of me watching a bad
That's
one
true. Well, I'm talking to the wrong person because you haven't seen any movie.
are... yeah. The list of movies I've seen is very weird.
I think what's interesting is that I think most of the movies you've seen, I've seen with you.
Yeah.
Which is not a good indicator of how many movies you've watched.
Yeah, I think
you've seen 5 movies. I went to Spider-Man with you, Spider-Verse with you. So that's one of the 5.
Yeah, I have seen. So I've seen every superhero movie ever made, and that's it.
That sounds like not a bad list.
No. Some of those are good movies. Most of them.
I watched a good movie the other day on Netflix. I don't remember what it's called already, which is a great. Oh, Lovebirds.
Lovebirds.
Have not heard of that.
It's the dude from Silicon Valley.
Oh,
that's right.
Is it Middleditch?
No.
Or is it Martin Starr? Or is it
no the non-white one?
Isn't it? It's Kumail.
Okay, yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah.
And it was
He's
great.
Hilarious.
It was a great movie. It was just like it was like a fun movie. I shouldn't say it was good. There was nothing about it that was insightful or made me feel like a better or worse person afterwards.
Which is funny because there's another movie with Kumail Nanjiani in it that's almost exactly the same feeling, which is I watched Stuber with him and Dave Bautista, and it's a fun movie.
That movie looks
but it's
fun.
Not good.
It looks
But it's fun.
But it's not good.
They have good chemistry together though, I thought.
That's just because Dave Bautista is the man.
Well, that's also true.
There's no reason that guy should be that good of an actor.
No. I like him.
He's a wrestler.
Did you watch? Did you guys see that? I think I sent it to the group chat. Did you guys see the stuff about Randy Orton saying? I like this. I like some growth in a human being. He just said that he didn't understand. I think that he basically went back and just said that he basically misunderstood the kneeling during the national anthem before, and he feels differently about it now.
Yeah.
Basically has some character growth as a human.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like that somebody has some character growth as a human on that kind of stuff.
It's what you want.
I think we're seeing it from
out of the situation.
Yeah.
Right.
You're allowed. And you're allowed to feel one way and then change your mind on a thing. I think that's why a lot of politicians really bother us, right? Is because they're like, no, I've never felt that way. And it's always been that way. And I've always said that. And you're no, you're allowed to have some growth as a human. Why don't you just tell us how you felt one way and then change your mind? You're allowed to do that.
Yeah. It doesn't make you a weak person. I mean,
no.
Or maybe it does, but maybe it's okay to be a weak person, right? Like from time to time.
Well, changing your mind doesn't make you weak. Like, especially if your mindset is the wrong set.
Right.
I mean, I grew up super duper religious and felt a certain way towards the homosexual community, and I'm 35 and I feel a completely different way than how I was raised with that. I don't know that I ever bought into that mentality growing up. I always kind of felt like it was backwards and stupid, but I definitely don't feel that same way.
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's times in life where you're like,
you're gonna change.
And you're like, I even questioned it then, but I still probably said and did some questionable things.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I didn't challenge myself enough.
No, and I can, and I mean, it's not something I wear like loud and proud, but I mean, I definitely, I look back at that now and I go, I've definitely grown and changed. I've grown and changed so much.
Mm-hmm.
That should be your quote for your first Instagram post.
It is.
Yes.
I've grown and changed so much.
But please have it be just a picture of your pad thai.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with personal growth, but you're like, this is super yummers, though.
You used to not like pad thai, but now you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I actually was just talking about pad thai.
I still feel the same way about homosexuals. No.
But pad thai is different.
Please, anybody listen to the show, please know that that's satire. Please understand that. Please understand context. Actually, this is something I do have one more thing. I did see that the blackface episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia were removed from streaming devices.
Oh, really?
You guys, context is absolutely everything. In those episodes, they make it well known. that they are being offensive, and the other characters in that show are offended by what they're watching in that show.
Yeah,
context
that's
is
the point.
absolutely that's the point of it.
The point of the episode is
Ugh.
that's supposed. Yeah,
The point of every
absolutely. And context is everything, though. It's not the same thing as Fred Astaire wearing blackface to play a black man in a movie and tap dance. That's not the same thing as those episodes. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Context is everything, friendos. Come on.
like they're literally supposed to be the shittiest people on the planet, and they use that as an outlet to show how bad it is, right? Like that's kind of the point.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
That being said, they'll probably stay off the streaming devices permanently.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because they're hilarious.
There are great episodes, and I think having stuff that having satire that pokes at stuff, I think it makes you smart. It makes you think. It makes you think. Helps the brain. Makes you a smarter person because that. God forbid you think critically about something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, because when you watch it, you go, "Oh, that's so messed up." Like literally, it's your first response.
Well,
hopefully,
the Diversity Day episode of The Office, people talked about how like that episode's offensive, and you're like, yes, Michael Scott is an offensive character on that show, and it's well known, and all the characters in that show are offended by what he's doing in that episode. That's the point. Context is everything. That's supposed to make you watch that and think critically.
And it's supposed to make you uncomfortable because it's real. People are that way in real life, and it is uncomfortable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That being said, with It's Always Sunny, people are not like them in real life. So. They're.
You ever been to Philly?
They're magnified versions of characters.
They're
magnified versions of characters.
They're caricatures.
They're caricatures of real life shitheads.
Yeah.
I don't think one person can have all the attributes that Dennis has. It's probably 5 people into one.
Well, there are people that are 5 people in one. So
I think that's true.
He does have duct tape and ties and saws in his trunk.
But when you write stuff though, when you write characters, you always put. I mean, I'm taking time off starting next week to write a book based on a script that I wrote. And there's several characters in the script that I wrote that I based on, like one character I would base on attributes from Zach or Adam Sullivan or Steve Marone or a few friends that I have. And like, even though it's one character, this one character doesn't do all those things. They're just certain things that I took from my friends that I think are funny. And then I put that into one character.
It's easier.
Yeah.
When especially when you're writing a story or doing
you're drawing from your own personal experiences, but just because you might take an experience that happened to somebody else, but you turn it into your experience.
Right, and those people on the show who are the characters also write the show, so they're taking all of their experiences and putting them into themselves. It's I agree with everything you said completely.
I mean, Ron Swanson.
Context is everything.
Yeah. The guy that plays Ron Swanson, he's not a libertarian in real life. He's actually he's very much like he's a progressive.
Yeah.
But they based that character on several libertarian people that they knew when they were writing that show.
Right.
So, and then it just so happens that he also is actually a woodworker in real life, so they worked that in there as well.
Right.
So that's several people in one character, but that's how writing works. Man, I had fun for the show. We didn't have a ton of sports, but
cornhole.
Cornhole, baby!
We talked cornhole and basketball. Good enough.
Cornhole and basketball, and whether or not we thought football would actually even be a thing. Well, I do still think it will be, but we'll see.
That's the one I'm optimistic about. Baseball, probably not.
But I'm optimistic about football. By the way, if baseball is not a thing, it is really going to hurt the sport. I mean, it's absolutely going to kill the sport. Yeah. I mean, it won't kill it, but it's going to hurt. And this is a sport that's already hurting. And now you have no exposure on TV except for the players bitching and the owners bitching.
Well, yeah, so like the last thing you had with baseball was finding out that this cocksucking team cheated, 3 years in a row. And that's already like, okay.
So now that's all you've had. And now the only other news you've had is how the players are bitching and how the owners are bitching.
Mm-hmm.
and how Rob Manfred is like even unsure that he's on TV saying like, I don't know. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's your exposure. That's not good. Yeah. How are you getting new fans with that? New fans don't like baseball anyways. You ever took a game? You ever seen a kid at a Mariners game or seen a kid at a live baseball game? They hate it. They hate baseball. It's boring. It's 9 innings if you're lucky. If they're fucking tied going into the 9th inning and you're going 11, 12 innings, kids want to kill.
Yeah.
So you're not getting new fans. It's hard. So, I mean, you get new fans in Lewiston because kids grow up playing baseball here.
Yeah.
But, I mean, really, I mean, it's a tough sport to garner new fans for. They're slow. I like baseball. But I also grew up liking it. I mean, I don't know that I would just jump in now and just being like, I'm a baseball guy now.
It's not like you coming into basketball the way you did.
Right. I mean, basketball's exciting. It's fast.
Yeah.
It's fast. The players are characters. It's I mean, it's a great sport to get into. It's easy.
Yeah. I would say one of the most like people who don't like sports, but they'll watch hockey because well, at least they'll want to go to like a live game, and you can go to like semi-pro hockey games and they're still a blast.
My friend took his kids to a Sounders game and a Mariners game in the same weekend, and he said that his kids were like, can we just go to the soccer games?
Oh, I think this is a great opportunity for soccer and hockey right now.
Oh yeah,
because they're both coming back. I think we didn't even mention that, but I think they are both more likely to be successful than baseball, and sadly, probably more likely to be successful than the NFL. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. But hockey's obviously, the second wave, it's not coming. The second wave is here. Especially in Idaho, where things opened when they did. And
how they did.
So, second wave's here.
Because the things, for people who are not from here or watching or listening, the things that open here, they opened, and then the state was like, hey, be responsible with these things. But then the people of Idaho are like, hey, everything's open. Everything's back to normal, just the way it was. I'm going to go start spitting in each other's mouths. Like, cool.
Give it to me.
Everything's back to normal, and our lives are perfect because things are back to normal, and nobody paid attention. And now it's just,
Well, it doesn't help that I would say 75% of people think it's fake.
That's true.
And it doesn't help that people think it's fake. Yeah, or they just don't care. Or young people think that they're going to be asymptomatic.
I literally saw a video today about the Trump rally in Tulsa. The guy's getting interviewed, and he goes, yeah, my friend's son died from it. He was on a ventilator, but there's 2 sides to every story.
Was he talking about like COVID? Does he want to hear COVID side, I guess?
I don't know.
I imagine the interview with.
He's at a Trump rally, so who knows what the fuck he's thinking.
I also did see a picture tweeted from Donald J. Trump of a picture from a Joe Biden rally where they were respecting social distancing and stuff, and he said no energy at all or something like that. And I was like, yeah, all right, this is a circus, perfect. Whatever.
It's yeah.
We need to keep politics out of this.
I just don't know how you could be like, yeah, my friend's son died, but there's 2 sides to every story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but both sides
not real.
But both sides are that kid's dead, so probably should think critically.
In each story, that kid died. So
yeah.
Wow, that's too bad. Hey everybody, thanks for listening to the show. I actually had a great time with this show today. I know it wasn't a ton of sports, and we need to keep politics out of it and stop making you think about stuff. But for those of you who stuck it out or watches this video later on and doesn't mind that, then we appreciate you, and now you're our friend. Swanee, it's only a couple weeks, you guys. A weekend away, where you guys will be joining. This next week I have off work. I will be setting up the studio for multiple peoples. And I'm excited about it. Thank you everybody for joining into the show on your comments. We always appreciate it. Special thanks to the Wooden Nickel, the official, unofficial bar of sports program. We appreciate your support. We will be stopping in there. We'll do some live streams from there or something. We're still going to figure that out. We're going to hang out in there though. And Brian, when you listen to the show, baby, you need to set aside at least a hat or a shirt. I want one of those two. Depending on how the hat looks. What style? I don't know if I want a trucker hat, but shirt though I'll definitely get. And I think Zach will get a shirt too. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. I'll buy a shirt.
We'll rock some shirts, man. I can't wait though. It's gonna be a lot of fun to have a show with you guys here. Ready to go, rearing, ready to rock our cocks.
Rock hard cocks.
Rock our cocks with rock hard cocks. Thank you everybody. Have a great weekend and go Warriors.